It's time to get on up with Jam and Renee. And here's your hosts, James Arthur M. and Renee Coleman.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Backchannel.
The only place where you can interact with us live on your Echo device or also on YouTube. Hi, Jam.
And you are watching Get On Up with Jam and Renee. I am your breakfast jam, Super James Arthur M.
Super James Arm. Yes, correct. And I am Renee Colbert. Good morning, you guys. Hi. Now,
Renee.
we can't go one step further without addressing this shirt. First off, the handsome man underneath the shirt.
First of all, I hope that's on your resume. Please tell me the fact that you can make that sound effect is on. You know how I just hijacked your first of all? You were like, first of all. Then I was like, well, and then first of all. But Renee, it's such a talent because I can't. I bet you can whistle. You can whistle, can't you? Oh, well, the talent stops there.
That's how it started. Yeah. That stops there. Exactly. That's why it's not on my resume, because it would be the only thing on my resume. And then everybody would be like,
that's not true. That's not true. It's such a talent. And look, we're already got some good mornings from Doug, from Audra. It is so great. But I can't make that noise. That's what it's like a cat.
Sure. I don't think anybody can. I also can't.
I can't tongue pop, like the sassy tongue pop, like
sure.
Or okay.
Yeah, I wish I could learn that.
Tongue pop.
That's my favorite thing in the world.
But anyways, go on about my compliments. What were you saying?
Yes. First off, I would be remiss to not dive in deep onto what an attractive person you are. Yeah. Oops, Daisy. Let's keep you up. Let's keep you up. Almost tipped. Almost had a little tip. First of all, you were so good looking. You were such a good looking person, and the shirt is fantastic.
Oh,
so both things. The person. Whoa, come on!
It's similar. It's like Superman's here on the show today.
Love it.
It's me, Superman. I gotta fly and go get those things.
And he's making some valid points. He does seem a little heated in whatever.
How does this happen with my shirts?
I don't know. But God willing, this will be a headline of local middle-aged woman upset Superman. Watch live at 5.
I can't believe you, Renee. What did you do that for?
He's so mad at me.
Really angry.
Real mad. Real mad. Well, the shirt looks great. I guess I'm gonna make amends to Superman at the end of the show. We love it. Incredibly handsome. Now I feel, because you told me, there's a reason that you're wearing that shirt today. Tell everyone.
Can I? It's part of my Friday when everybody's working for the weekend, so we'll put a pin in it. So you got to stay tuned for check your 3 more minutes, and I will absolutely tell you, Renee. We have to do Friday road call. I like to take it over with Shibuya Shibuya road call. We got Riyadh here. We got Bella from North Virginia, Ben from Texas. It's Doug from Ohio. What up, Doug? I just said hi to you during the show, and you're here, and we're glad that you're here. We got Trey. Don't confuse Trey with Robot. Audra from Jersey. She got that job in nonprofit, and I hope she's doing well. It gets hard to do the work, but you're doing the work, girl. Work it, Audra. Dance break. Dance break. And Andrea from Florida, and Vivian from America, and Tim is also here because I saw him say hi.
Oh, hi Tim. Hi Tim.
What's interesting is that Tim doesn't show up on our attendance sheet, so it's always I never know when Tim's here. So Tim, it's always just put in the hi. We don't know. It's not on our attendance sheet.
Incognito Tim is how you get a nickname.
Maybe that's what he's up to, or they're up to. I don't know. I want to really get. I know they're working on it back channel, but I can't wait to just see what everyone's preferred pronouns are. It is. I don't want to misgender a single person. It's my biggest fear.
Of course
And
not.
then it's clowns and then dolls.
Yes. So I will issue a blanket statement of we deeply respect you. And if our pronouns suggest otherwise, we're sorry, we just didn't know, unless you are a clown or a doll, in which case we meant it.
Oh,
Did I get
yes,
that statement
I
right?
will
Okay.
absolutely it. You know it. And Vivian just joined just in time. Guess we got to do the roll call again. Oh no, I got her. I got them in it.
I was
them in it.
ready. I'm
But
ready.
if we do, I just wanted this caveat. If we do
Yes.
misgender you, please let us know what your preferred pronouns are so we know. It's been months. I've been wanting to say it, and I'm glad I got that off my chest.
Jam, this is why you're such a good communicator, because my impulse was like, well, I've issued a blanket apology. And your impulse was just like, love it. Let me piggyback. What if we communicate? What if we have a conversation? That's great. Yeah, that's how you actually get stuff done.
You know? Right.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Renee, it's
Mhm.
Friday. Also,
Mhm.
wait, there's so much to get. We got Happy Friday from Tim. Doug's already thinking about a trivia question. You know how Doug is also quiz master.
Doug,
So Doug's
love
already thinking some questions that I'm going to ask you all. And look at that.
Yes, Doug.
Audra said that I'm the best. OMG. Put it on a pillow. I want it.
Audra knows. Also, aka my best friend. But I think the thing that bonded Audra and I is how much we love you. So there doesn't need to be.
Oh, I meant to do that when the camera was off, or I thought no one would notice that I just
needed
wanted
it to match. Okay,
I should have turned the camera
deeply
off
love
and
it.
then did that, and
I
then you would have
deeply love
not
it.
noticed.
You're not gonna love that on the heels of a clown conversation in my peripheral, that did look like you were switching your nose. Is it? And I'm sorry to do that to you after such a cascade of compliments.
I just was all of a sudden just like, gotta do a silly gimmick. I just keep pulling things out. Tambourines. Oh, man. Oh, look at this. Doug's already coming in hot with a trivia. All right. First, impromptu trivia from Doug.
Which I respect and appreciate.
Which of the following, see, you're not going to get this with Hoda on the Today Show. Which
Sure
of the following states do you not have to wear a seatbelt in? Doug, I feel like this is a trick question. This has to be a federal law. It has to be. I'm sorry, Doug. I think it's a trick question.
But I wonder if
law. Nope.
Now listen, we were just talking about assuming. We're assuming as of 2022. But maybe Doug has access to a 1950 document. In which case, maybe there are
most of them. Well, I do know that there are drive-through daiquiri places in New Orleans and then in Louisiana, which is wild. Drive-through daiquiri. Yes, they have a drive. Who do we have anybody from Louisiana that can corroborate? Oh, wow. And Doug's like, it's not a trick question. It's a fact. Okay, Doug.
Okay.
Well, I can't wait for the reveal. Do we have any guesses from our Get On Uppers? I am going with, I don't know, Rhode Island.
I want to try to use logic for this. I guess I'll go. What if it's Alaska?
Because they don't have cars?
Because they snowmobiles.
Fair. Yeah. And they have drive-through liquor stores. Audra says, "Okay, everybody, sound off. What is the craziest thing that you have seen in America involving what they allow for like alcohol?" And then Doug's also saying it's not Alaska.
It's not Alaska.
So
and it's not Maine. Yeah.
But they have drive-through daiquiri places in Louisiana. I went with my brother when he was there, and he pulled up to the drive-through daiquiri place, and he's like, "Yes, I would like 2 extra large strawberry daiquiris with extra shots of vodka." And they give you these huge things, and they put like a little straw wrapper on top, so it's like, "Don't you drink that and drive."
You can't drink it. There's a wrapper.
Oh, as soon as we pull off, it's just
just immediately.
And then my brother just pours more booze in it, and that's how I survived.
I love it. Doug, we do give up. Give us the answer. Which state doesn't require you to wear a seatbelt? That's great. Little trivia back and forth. Little trivia back and forth. I have a March resolution. New Hampshire.
It's New Hampshire. I don't want. That's wild.
No
Well, Doug, I'm curious. Do you know? Follow-up question. What does the data say? Do they have like an increase of like car deaths, like injuries? I mean, what does the data say? I'm curious if we know. Not that you have to know the answer, but I do.
Yeah.
And then look at
I will send you a click it or ticket bumper sticker to get things rolling.
I'm also going to send you a pamphlet. I'm going to do this Ida B. Wells style. I'm a print y'all a pamphlet. Welcome, honey, and to the stream to Get On Up. And we've got Tim, who just said, I'm always amazed at the people walking around Las Vegas with open drinks, but I'm a bumpkin.
Tim, I think you're perfect. First off, incognito
Excellent.
Tim is who you are.
Yeah, incognito Tim.
Second, yeah, gosh, it is great. Vegas is such a like metaverse. Just like none of this could actually be happening. This is bananas.
When I went to Vegas, my friend warned me. She said when I went to Vegas when I was 19, and then once like as an adult, like 34 or something like that. So maybe just like 2-3 years ago, maybe it was like 35, 34, something like that. And my friend warned me. She said you will probably you will cry at some point. And she was so right. Like you go so hard at some point and you start making some really terrible decisions because you don't sleep. And like there's that quote that nothing good happens after 2 a.m. Like you got it. Nothing good happens after 2 a.m. So go home. And I'm still up after 2 a.m. and nothing good is happening. And I absolutely was crying. And my friend was like, told you.
But Vegas is also great because there's so many good places to cry visually. So do you like I prefer for instance, let's say, you're crying in line to ride the roller coaster at New York, and you don't quite pull it together as the coaster takes off. No, it's good. No. I'm happy to be here.
Renee, what cute boy had you on this ride?
I know. Well, because at that point, I decided that I definitively like roller coasters.
Okay.
But I just,
okay.
I don't know. Who knows? That's the other thing is you will absolutely cry in Vegas. You will absolutely not remember why you were crying. Or does that pertain to you?
I remember why I was crying. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I was wiling out. If we were playing Working or Wiling It, or if I was like a Lindsay Lohan or Britney Spears and the paparazzi was like, you would have taken my record deal of my kids. I would have been on all the covers. And thank goddess I'm not a young pop star poplet. Yeah, thank goddess. No one cared what I was up to.
Every day. Thank goddess.
Doug has an update. Doug says, we talked about New Hampshire because I was like, Renee and I both were like, we have follow-up questions. Doug chimed in and said, I guess the New Hampshire model is live free or die. Also sounds like a movie starring like Bruce Willis or Vin Diesel.
It sure does. Exactly.
That's their motto. Okay. How's that working out for you, New Hampshire? And then actually where I live in the front seat, you have to wear a seatbelt. Doug, I thought you were in Ohio. Have I been getting this wrong? This says Ohio here. We've been calling you Doug for Ohio, and it's not been correct. You're in New Hampshire?
Yeah, but that could make sense of like in New Hampshire, you don't have to, but because I'm in Ohio, I do have to, perhaps.
Y'all know I don't understand what's happening. Barely know where I am.
We've just proven that if the detective force was recruiting and they have started to find their recruits by going through various YouTube videos, they might pass on us. I can't figure out where Doug is.
If they don't want fun in their lives, then sure. Right. And look at that. Fair. I was right. Doug is in Ohio. So
correct.
2 points for the detective team. Jam and Renee are on the case.
Nailed it.
God. I hope we stay here long enough. Renee and I are back to back, if you can't see. Trying to make this our
thumbnail. Yeah,
I'm trying to make it the thumbnail. Yeah,
well, same. So I think you have to hold for the next 90 minutes, but we can get there. It's a little commitment, but we can do it.
And then, of course, they still get the one where it's like my back is turned.
Thumbnails are a cruel mistress. I don't know. Yeah.
Why did I do that? That's gonna be the thumbnail now. Okay, Renee, can we go through what's going through the top through the show? I'll do the top half. You'll do the second half.
I would love nothing more. Yes.
So we're gonna talk about it in a moment. Get on uppers. Renee and I want to know what y'all are up to for the weekend. What you're getting into. We're talking about what we're doing for the weekend. We got celebrity birthday quiz. Renee as the quiz master, and I will tell you. Renee loves being the quiz master. I might not ever get the keys back. I saw her light up like a Christmas tree yesterday during that Women's History Month trivia. She was having the time of her life. So we might have a new quiz master.
No, she's her keys got taken away. She's lucky to be doing it today.
Yeah, oh, you're great. You were having so much fun. Then we have our Women's History Month moment today. It's about Bessie Coleman, who was one of the first Black female aviationist, I believe. I don't know. Double check my notes, but I think that's what it is. And then that's what's going on in the first half. Then what happens?
I love it. And then, we love to bring you the news in the second half. So we'll be bringing you highlights from the week, things that are in the news. I have a story that made me guffaw. I said out loud. And it was based in Schadenfreude, which is the joy in the misery of others.
Right, which Brene Brown
Yes.
describes in her book, Alice of the Heart. Oh, you're reading it. So you must be reading it. She talks about it.
No, it's a song in Avenue Q.
If you need Renee to retain something, it's got to be in a musical.
That's all. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. And then, oh man, my favorite segment of the whole week, Fact Friday, Jam You Lion. And there's a theme to this one, right? In a way that
we're doing Dionne Warwick tweets. So Jam You Lion, Dionne Warwick tweets. Did she tweet this? That's what will be helping us decide.
Don't know if anyone is listening to us as they commute to work. I don't know if commutes are back, but you have to stay here until that happens. So I can write you a note. You can write you a note, but somehow, some way, you cannot miss that segment. You're gonna it's gonna make your whole weekend.
And then if you're not on Twitter, you're going to join Twitter and you're going to just follow Dionne Warwick, and it's going to make your life so good.
Yep. Can we put a pin in Twitter? Because this might be a friendship talk, but I'm noticing something that I'm like, we'll put a pin in it. Okay. If it makes sense to talk about Twitter later, I have a question. And then we'll be doing... now it says right here on the doc, Renee's highlight reels, but I will tell you here now, that is Sarah's highlight reel. Our producer, Sarah, God bless her, has given me the things that happened this week, because as you know, I am a goldfish and remember nothing that was more than 10 seconds ago.
It takes a village. Well, that pairs up well, because our next segment after that is Forget About It Friday. So Renee... Renee might have already forgotten what she's going to forget about for this week.
The highlight reel. Great.
So good. Well, awesome. This seems like a great show. I'm going to stick around because I just heard that. I was like, oh, I got to stay. This sounds delicious. Count me in for Friday. Okay. It's everybody's working for the weekend.
Oh, I thought you were going to do it again. I was going to try to harmonize.
No.
It's fine.
Nope. I saw, I don't know what I thought I saw with you. And it was like Renee's having a moment. And then she went into it. Okay. Get on uppers. What are y'all doing for the weekend? Shout out your weekend plans into your device. You just go say, and then we'll see it. We want to hear from you. What are y'all up to this weekend? What's going on? What's the good? What's the haps? What's the tea?
Mm-hmm.
What's the thing you doing? I don't know. I saw you just expectations. You're like, teach me what the cool kids are saying, and I lost it. Yeah.
Deeply. I deeply want it. I also like Audra's sort of poetic license to put it on a pillow. She has now deemed my quote of, you got to put it in a song.
It's so true. Oh, stop the presses. Tim just said something that is gonna get me so excited. Tim just said, I saw the new West Side Story. It's on Disney Plus, and I'll probably watch it this weekend. Tim, I've already seen it on IMAX, and I am gonna watch it on Disney Plus, and then I'm gonna head on over to HBO Max and watch it there, because I want this movie to have all the numbers. It's so good. It is so good. Sorry,
Tim, I'm gonna copycat you. I'm watching this weekend. That's a little.
Oh, Renee, I can't wait. I can't wait for you to experience it, Renee. I don't think you're ready. I think you're gonna enjoy it. I don't want to hype it up too much, but I think you're gonna love it. Yeah. Get it as loud as you can. You know, you gotta do. Let the neighbors hear it. They need to know.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do it. Do you want to tell us all about what you have for the weekend?
Yes, I do. But I also want to highlight what our Get On Uppers are doing as well. Audra's going to be celebrating her father-in-law's birthday and visiting the cousin's new baby. That's fun.
It's going to be very cute. It's going to be very cute. All right. I'm excited for that. Yep.
And then Doug is going to a late party for the 25-year-old twins. Okay, 25-year-old twins.
Great.
That's
great.
Fun.
Look, a lot of March birthdays around here.
A lot of Pisces happening here. Okay, water sign. I see you.
We love them. They're great.
Okay. So I am getting to put a pin in it. I'm wearing the Superman t-shirt. Don't forget about me, James. I'm here too.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
Superman.
flying off.
Oh boy.
I don't know
Oh
why
boy.
Superman sounds like by Jennifer Hudson. And I'm telling you,
Oh boy. Oh,
I'm
Superman. Oh no.
Superman. And you, and
Yep.
you, and
Yep.
you're gonna
Valid
get
points.
it.
I get it. Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Oh, my Superman also sounds like Cher. I don't know how to
Yeah.
save the day.
Put that
man.
put that into an actual scene. Superman shows up. He's with his cape. The people are like, he's here to save us. And then he goes, I don't know how to save the day. I was hoping one of you did.
Ah! All right. I don't know if I can do the show anymore. So I'm wearing this shirt because I'm gonna go watch the Batman today at 3 p.m. on IMAX. I don't have a Batman t-shirt. I just have Superman's the only DC thing that I really kind of dabble into. I love my Superman, but also this looks good. Zoe Kravitz, Catwoman. I'm here for it. I want it. I'm gonna take it easy this weekend. I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna get my life together, and then I'm having brunch with some friends. We're dubbing it. We're having a black brunch. We're just gonna rejuvenate into. We're going for some soul food. I just have been really experiencing a lot of racist microaggressions, and I just need to be around my people. And what's up, Luke?
I get it.
Luke joined the stream. Said hi. We are just talking about what we're doing for the weekend, Luke. So follow that high up with "We want your plans."
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to be watching Iron Man because we are doing Marvel Movie Mondays. And so everyone, you do have homework for the weekend. You do have Renee's making a note.
I won't. I can also text you, but somehow, some way. It's a problem.
We are on the third movie in the timeline order, and we I gotta lick that pin, Renee. That feather pin of yours. We're watching Iron Man, so don't forget, everyone. You've also got that to do this weekend. We're watching Iron Man because we've already done Captain America, the first one, Captain Marvel, and now we're on Iron Man.
And Agent Carter, the 10-minute doodad.
Yeah, that extra credit.
I loved it. I thought it was so good.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What am I doing? Well, I'm watching Iron Man now. I have a quick so I can set myself up for success. Iron Man is now that I remembered and I wrote it down. The Iron Man is with Robert Downey Jr. He's Iron Man throughout and never changes.
Yep.
Okay, and it's funny.
Yep. It's funny. Yeah, it's totally funny. Okay. It's funny. Have you not seen Iron? Is this your first time doing Iron Man?
First time for Iron, which is crazy because I love Ant-Man. I know.
Okay, this is the first one too. This is actually technically the first movie that was made, so this is gonna be fun, Renee. We're diving in now. You're gonna have a good time.
I can't wait.
Robert Downey Jr. because he was so good in it and directed by Jon Favreau. This is what they were like. Oh, this is so good. Let's do the Marvel universe essentially because it was so good. And there's an end credit sequence that you're gonna want to stick around for. Make sure that you stick around for the end credit sequence because it was the first movie that did it, and they're like now there's always an end credit sequence at the end of a Marvel movie.
Terrific. Okay, great. I cannot wait. I'm very excited. So I guess I wanted to figure. Okay, so if hold on, Captain Marvel was her name.
Yes. Yep.
How did we leave that, and how is that going to go into Iron Man?
Well, she's in outer space now, and so it doesn't really remember. Captain Marvel was done,
I remember. I was like, well, I don't know where we are. Yeah, but
it's like the 20th movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it takes place before Iron Man. So just think Captain Marvel is floating around in space somewhere, saving the day, and Captain America is in ice right now.
Perfect. Makes all the sense in the world. All the sense in the world. Okay. And Kimmy, we're so happy to have you. This is a good team. This is a good Friday team that we got going on right here. Now, I'm a hypocrite. Hold on. How did I do that? Wait, do it again so I can figure out how to take in Superman scolding.
I'm so glad you're here, Kimmy. Oh, Renee. What's up?
Oh, boy. Oh, no. And then what's Superman's signature? His signature catchphrase? I don't know how to save the day. Is that right?
I don't know how to save the day.
That'll make
The
you laugh
show
all
has just
weekend. It'll make
become
me laugh
we
all
just
weekend.
play with my shirts, like the
Yeah.
shirts they wear. We just play with them. It's our new toy.
The most fun. The most fun.
What are you doing this weekend?
Yeah, and I stand before you as a hypocrite because you're just like, I'm gonna clean. And I was like, Jam, what are you doing? But over here, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna get it
Okay.
together as we talked about yesterday. I'm really starting to look at my credit score. So I'm going to do a little bit deeper dive in that and how I can get my finances in shape. It's lofty. I mean, this is the story I think of every middle-aged woman who's just sitting and lower to middle class of just like, I'm going to get a house. And then you look at the numbers and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to get a house. So I'm going to take a little bit more of a crunch to that. And I think they're going to tell me, well, in 2075, you can be the proud owner of a mobile home in Montana. We'll see.
I don't think that that's true. I don't think that's true. And I
Okay.
think you're doing a really good job of being responsible this weekend. Mia, welcome to the show. First time on Getting Up. Mia, welcome. This is me, Jam, and that's Renee over there.
Yes, ma'am.
And I was going to introduce Superman, but I'm like, we're going to move on with the show. We were talking about what we're doing for the weekend. Renee is going to be responsible and get her life together and watch Iron Man and watch West Side Story.
Yes. Yeah, all the yes, thank you, Audra. I appreciate it. She gets
Look
me.
at that.
100.
Audra chiming in. Relatable, Renee. Renee, you're not alone. You're not alone. As a geriatric millennial, you were not set up for success. We didn't have a good econ class. They were like, play the stock market with your imaginary money. And then the recession hit. Like,
And
it
then it's
just
a
was
mess.
never good. Yeah.
It's a mess.
Mess.
I have a friend who does a funny bit about, they have a dog that they take. And in California, you guys, especially Los Angeles, you can take your dog everywhere. Doctor's offices, tattoo parlors, grocery store. Like, there is no place that you would traditionally think, oh, I bet they won't let dogs in here, that they don't let dogs in here. They do. But every now and again, you'll come across someone, I think would be proud to call themselves a boomer, who's just like, these dogs in here. And then my friend has been, he's like, well, if you had set me up for success, I would have had a backyard and I wouldn't have to bring them in here. Well, you didn't. You screwed me over. And so now my dog's in the tattoo parlor.
Fair. I think that's all fair. I second it. Donald, just in time to hear millennials yelling about things. So welcome to Get On Up.
The millennials are just taking it. The boomer was just like, get that dog out of here. And the millennials are like, I don't have a backyard. I don't know what to tell you.
Right. Renee, anything else for your weekend, or should we get to celebrity birthdays?
Yeah, no, I've got a goal. Let's see. This will be a cliffhanger. I did a list this week of just like, gosh, I'm so cranky. I'm so cranky. Well, what are the things you could do to make you not cranky? And I think we talked about this, of that I don't leave town on the weekend.
Yep.
And then I also work from home. So I think that I'm feeling so burnt out because I was like, well, I stayed at the office all week. Or all weekend. So I have a dream of doing a little day trip somewhere so that I can break it up.
Is it that day trip to San Francisco?
Should be. It should be. That could be doable, huh? Because it's only 7 hours there.
No. And I here's the Renee, if you did come, I would take you to, I actually have a film screen at one of my movies. My movie is doing a screening at Club Oasis. I'm not going, but if you did show up here, I've seen it, whatever.
Fair.
But I have a movie called, I can't say the name of it on this morning television, but it's Sit and Champagne, but there's an asterisk in between Sit.
Got it.
It's 4-letter word.
Yep. Got it.
Rhymes with hit.
Yep.
The movie's called Sit and Champagne. It's a drag exploitation film, and sort of like a black exploitation, like 70s, but it's drag. And I play Champagne's gay best friend. And it's on Hulu. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's also on Apple TV. It's out right now. It's on all these things.
This is amazing.
So you could actually watch that on Hulu if you wanted, or you can come see it in San Francisco and come to the screening here. Your choice.
I think we all will. Why are you not going to the screening?
And I've seen it so many times.
Okay. All right, that's fair. But is there like a red carpet?
Watching myself in a movie around people, I just know that sounds like not a good time.
I feel the same way. I get it. All right. Well, Get On Uppers, we still want to know what you are doing this weekend. But while you think about it, and well, I mean, obviously, we're all going to watch this show on Hulu. I think that tops all the other things. I think I'm going to watch that before I watch West Side Story or Iron Man. But I'll get to all three. If I know me, I'll definitely get to all three. Jam.
Renee.
Happy
birthday, celebrities. Happy birthday,
to
celebrities.
you. You guys are for celebrity
Renee, I
birthdays.
feel like you are like
coincides.
refused to be synchronized on that song. You gave extra beats just to like for no
trying to create
reason.
a round. Okay. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that character at a party? You would hate them if you were just singing the traditional like "Happy Birthday" to you, and the other person's like "Happy Birthday," and you're like,
"Happy birthday to yeah." Corinne just joined. Welcome, and we're playing celebrity birthday quiz. Renee's gonna quiz us on celebrities who are born today.
Sure am. She's pulling up the duck. Do you know whose birthday it is today?
No, I don't.
You'll never hear it. Peggy Colbert. Peggy Colbert's birthday.
Oh my God, Peggy Colbert. Maybe she is. She might be doing a Tim and doing covert ops. So happy birthday, Peggy Colbert. Happy birthday.
We love her. We love her. We love her. But I got to tell you, the thing that made me gasp is to see whose birthday it is. It is Catherine O'Hara's birthday.
Oh,
it's Catherine O'Hara's birthday. Oh boy, oh boy. I haven't read the question, so I don't want to. Okay. Oh yeah. Wait, no, this one. Okay, so Moira herself, from Schitt's Creek, the apple of my eye, the love of my life, is 68 today. Are you ready for our Moira Rose trivia question?
Gimme, or as they say in Spain, dime, which means tell me.
Tell me. Why won't you tell me? Okay, so she's been in so much, but specifically because Sarah loves me, she made this question. Aside from being in one of Renee's favorite TV shows ever, Schitt's Creek, she was also in this, Schitt's Creek, this 2000s movie about dog shows. What was the name of that movie?
Oh my gosh. I went on a date to this movie. Let me tell you, we did not watch a lot of it. Get on Uppers. I was in college. Get on Uppers. I think I know that. Yep. Audras knows it. I knows it. Best in show. Best in show.
We love it, Sarah. That question custom made for me.
It's Audra's favorite movie. Renee, I love this question custom made for you. But you're the one giving it. Like it's not like you're receiving it, you know?
I still feel like it's custom made. According to me, Sarah called up Catherine and said, "Hey, would you mind having your birthday on Friday?" Because Renee does birthdays on Fridays. So Sarah not only gave me a question, but then also gave me Catherine O'Hara's birthday.
I mean, we love it.
Yeah. And listen, okay, I love it. So everybody loves Best in Show, including Audra's mom. It's the best. The best. Yeah. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for more? So happy birthday to Catherine O'Hara. Here comes the next one. It's Chaz Bono's birthday.
Chaz.
Happy birthday to Chaz Bono.
I hope your mama gave you a call and said happy birthday. I love you. I don't know how to say happy birthday. That's last bit.
Delightful. 53. Happy 53rd birthday to Chaz Bono. I know. Now I didn't know this. This is great. So Chaz has a famous high school friend who was a cast member on the show Friends. Chaz has a famous high school friend who was a cast member on the show Friends.
We have a 1 in 6 shot here, people.
You sure do.
1 in 6 shot. I'm going to lean into my get on uppers. I'm also trying to think like Chaz Bono, born in California. So you said they went to high school. So by process of elimination, we're thinking about people that he went to high school with. Right, what are we thinking? Get on uppers. I know you all are Friends fanatics.
Cast. Who do you suppose?
I feel like who is we can rule out the Joey guy. What's his name? Brendan Fraser. No. Chaz Bono. No.
It's Brendan Fraser now. Absolutely.
So the Joey guy, we're gonna rule it out. He's very like, yeah, what are you doing? What you talking? What's his thing? How you doing? That's when you will.
Right. How you doing?
So that's one out. So we've narrowed that
Okay.
down.
Gotcha.
Maybe David Schwimmer. I don't want to believe that David Schwimmer grew up in California because he's like, yeah, I'm David Schwimmer.
Sure. Well,
Spot
I
on.
wonder if we can give
Ooh,
a.
Tim's
This
going
requires.
Jennifer Aniston. Interesting. Jen
And
Ann.
before Tim became incognito Tim, his name was always right Tim. And I encourage you to remember that as you decide.
Hold on. Stop the presses. Audra just
yes.
said that was the best Joey impression I've ever heard. You're welcome. I am also an impressionist. All of these impressions are spot on. Thank you, Audra.
Oh boy.
You're like my David Schwimmer. Yeah, you guys, we gotta get to the barber shop. Famous episode. Isn't that a famous one? Okay.
The very one. Yes.
Tip it, turn it, tip it, the couch. Yeah, David Schwimmer. Okay. So we're gonna go with Jennifer Aniston because Tim is always right.
Tim is always right, and it is Jennifer Aniston.
Oh.
I don't have a ton of Jennifer Aniston facts, but her dad was a famous actor, right? So it maybe
Oh
makes
my
sense
god,
that-
he's on Days of Our Lives. That's who
There you
that's
go.
who her dad is. Victor Kiriakis, who's been on the show for such a long time. He's still there. They kind of just now have him just like sit in a chair, you know? They gotten
Great.
to that point. He can't be
I
walking
mean, that's
around.
a dream, right? I think that's what all of us want secretly. Get a job
Very
where they pay
true.
me to sit in a chair. Heaven. Sounds fantastic.
Aren't you doing that now?
Right.
Unless
Yeah.
you're using your stand-up desk. But that's your choice.
That's true. That's a very good point. That's a very, very good point. I guess I am annoyed at the lack of snacks provided for me.
You can
in this
provide your
current
own
position.
snack.
Right.
I have mine.
Okay, so happy birthday to Chaz Bono, 53. Up next is Emilio Estevez. Emilio Estevez is 69 today. Happy birthday,
What?
Emilio Estevez. I know.
He does not look like Emilio Estevez, or at least how I remember Emilio Estevez looking. Wait, am I thinking
Yeah.
of somebody else? Who's the guy who's the Mighty Ducks coach? Is that not him?
Great question. Hold on. Well, we've got the internet at our disposal, or we've got the Get on Uppers. I am DB.
Oh, Emilio Estefan. That makes
Got
okay. Okay, this is Emilio Estefan. I was gonna say this looks
Oh,
like a
I'm
guy
so
who'd be
sorry. I'm
I was
so
like- I thought-
sorry.
I was gonna say that this looks
Oh,
like the guy
no.
who'd be married to Gloria Estefan.
Sure.
And I was like thinking, some people don't age. Like if this was
Sure.
Emilio Estevez, he has aged not differently. I wouldn't even say
Look
like
at
not
that.
well, just like
Yeah.
differently. This is a handsome man. I just
Yeah.
be like, wow, his face changed. He
That's
played a he
so
pulled
funny.
a what's the Dirty Dancing girl's name? She changed her face.
Mhm.
Jennifer Coolidge. Like, what's her name? Oh
Oh,
gosh.
Jennifer, I think you're right. Jennifer something.
Jennifer. Oh gosh, help me out. Get on Uppers. Jennifer. Okay, we got that. Sarah chimed in. Jennifer, we got it. What is? No. Okay. All right. if you'll-
Gray? Is it maybe Gray?
Jennifer Gray. Yes, Jennifer. Tim. Thank you. Tim's always right. Jennifer Gray. Anyways, the joke is ruined. I was gonna say he pulled a Jennifer Gray and changed his face.
Oh,
If this was
okay.
Emilio Estevez. Anyways,
That's true.
Emilio
Forgive me for I
Estefan. Rhythms gonna
stand
catch ya,
before you
rhythms gonna
as a
get ya.
proud dyslexic who has made her way through this world just guessing what words are. And mostly I get it right, but sometimes you say Emilio Estevez when you meant to say Emilio Estefan.
But you
So-
probably miss Emilio Estevez. You love him and
sure do.
you want to marry him. So I
Sure
get
do.
it.
I sure do. Would you like to hear a quiz
Breakfast
about Emilio?
I am wilding today. I'm so
I
sorry.
love it. I love it. Everyone loves it. It's the best. That was me processing. I'm like, where does that happen in Breakfast Club? But I also have never watched all of Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club is my what's the other movie that I've seen bits and pieces of? 16 Candles,
Well,
maybe?
you see this part,
Yeah, that part I have seen. Yeah.
the end. There's a
Yeah.
part where they do like the walking thing.
Looky there. Okay.
You've never
I-
seen the Breakfast
I've
Club?
never seen it, no.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But
Emilio
no,
Estevez.
I'll add it to the Estefan. Emilio Estefan's birthday, 69th birthday. The question is, how many Grammy Awards does he have? How many Grammy Awards does Emilio
Ooh!
Estefan have?
Oh, how
Oh boy,
many
this
does
is a
he
lot.
have or his wife?
Just says, how many Grammy Awards does he have?
Oh, well, this is new, interesting. I guess this does make sense.
Yeah.
I guess he is maybe like a music producer, or maybe he's like shaking some maracas in the background. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
maybe.
assume he's maybe in tandem with his wife. The number 7 came to mind. Get an uppers. What do we
Okay.
think? We're gonna take a guess. No multiple choice on this. Just we
Right.
should know
Well,
this
no,
number.
I
Got it.
do think your clue is my poker face of going, whoa, that's a lot that I said about a minute ago. So I think that's your clue
25.
is
Can we get a multiple
close.
choice? Give us
You're pretty
some
close.
multiple
Oh,
choice.
yes, multiple choice. Yes.
Give us some
7,
numbers. Okay.
10, 19, 25. 7, 10, 19, 25.
Ooh. Well, I think I just had 25, so I think that can't be right. Let's go with 19. I'm gonna go with
There you go.
19. That's a lot of Grammys.
I
Let's go with
know.
19 Grammys. And thank you for the
All
impromptu.
right. And
Oh, look
you
at
are correct.
Audra. Audra said
Yeah.
Jam. I do
think he
think
is
you're
a
right.
producer.
He's the producer.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how you
And that
get
also
19
does make sense
Grammys.
because producers can be like making music for other people. It'd be very hard for Gloria Estefan. He's probably
Right.
doing some for like other people, like J-Lo,
Sure.
Mark Anthony, Timbaland,
This all sounds right. This
the
all sounds right.
Chicks.
I could look it up, but let's just
Yeah,
go with what you said.
This
Let's
is
just go.
birthday.
Let's do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
There is a
whatever.
TikTok that delights me to no end. Remember, I got grounded from TikTok. I'm no longer around. I can think it's Miami sandwich. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, baby, say you love me 5, 6, 7 times. 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm just gonna keep
Oh,
on counting until you are mine.
that's how Renee learned her numbers.
That is
through
how
that
Renee learned her numbers.
song.
100%. That's how Renee learned her numbers. Yes. Yes.
I'm going to be
That was
listening to
great.
so much Gloria Estefan today, and she is
She's the
so
best.
right. Every time I'm on the dance floor, I'm like, oh my God, Gloria Estefan was right. The rhythm
Yeah.
is going to get you. And well, she's not lying. She is not lying.
It's true. It's true. It's such a good beat. Okay, we have 2 more.
Okay.
Okay. And then, yeah, 2 more. Okay, so, do we have time for 2 more? Probably, right?
Let's do it. We'll go fast. I won't do any of my shenanigans or sticks. I'm going to give you
Okay.
hard and fast answers. No Superman, no Cher, no Jennifer
it.
Hudson, no
Okay.
David Schwimmer, no things. Just
So,
the facts, ma'am.
so you have an arsenal today. It is Patricia Heaton's 64th. Great. That was great. That was great.
Sarah, I love you so much. Sarah, our producer. It's just like skip her.
Skip. No.
Oh man, I'm having the time of life. All right, next one. It's Patricia Heaton's birthday.
Let's move
Happy
right
birthday to
along.
Patricia.
Happy birthday to Patricia Heaton. You know where you love her from this famous TV show starring Ray Romano. Everybody loves Raymond. Here comes the last one that I'm going to need a little bit of help pronouncing the first name. I think it's Mykelti. Mykelti Williamson is 65.
Cool.
Happy birthday to Mykelti Williamson, 65th. And we will tell you about the question. Here we go. What? Oh, look at that. Okay. Hold on. Just a second. She's clicking. Okay. Was an alternate for the Lockers, a featured dance group on this famous 70s musical variety show. So McCulty was an alternate for the Lockers, which was a featured dance group.
If you all were like,
musical variety show.
Who is this handsome man? I've never seen him before. Our producer Sarah gave us a hint. He is from Forrest Gump, the shrimp guy.
Hey,
Bubba Gump.
Yeah.
What 70s variety show was he a dancer in? I'm thinking, what are the 70s variety shows? Was it a competition? American Bandstand. Oh, Solid Gold. He was a Solid Gold dancer. We're locking it in.
Pretty good. That's a pretty
Going
solid guess.
rogue.
Pretty solid guess, and is basically right because, as we know here on this show, Jam is never wrong.
Soul Train.
There you go. I knew if it spelled long enough, you'd get it right.
Forgot
Yep.
he's black and he's right in front of me. Tim's right. Tim, I'm so sorry. I let you down. I went
Nice
rogue.
job.
It was
Nice job.
Tim be knowing. Tim was like, Soul Train, come on. Look at this guy.
So proud of Soul Train.
Soul
Fantastic
Train.
work. Happy birthday to everyone. And do you know the pronunciation of that? Is it Mykelti? Mykelti?
I don't,
Mykelti. Okay.
don't know her. And I don't know. All right. Now it is time for our women's. Are we on? I'm doing it. I'm going for it. I think we're on the women's history moment.
We're doing it. We're right on time.
It is Ladies Month, and they're feeling right. It is Ladies Month. All the history. Ooh, they be doing it. Ladies Month. All right, so it is our Ladies History Month moment, and I will keep calling it that until someone tells me to stop, and I will. I will absolutely. That's
I mean,
not.
It's beloved.
Okay, well, all right. You heard it here first. Great. So it is today we are doing the Bessie Coleman. Today we're learning about Bessie Coleman. I was so inspired yesterday. You were talking about Amelia Earhart, and it made me think about Bessie Coleman. And so I think a lot of people have maybe not heard about Bessie Coleman before. You'll find out why. But Bessie Coleman, she was one of the first African American and first Native American women pilots. So she was up there, up in the air, doing her things as well. So today we're gonna dip into the story about Bessie Coleman. So, what happened was Bessie Coleman's brothers had returned home from serving in World War I, and they teased her about how she's like, okay, hey everybody, and they're like, oh Bessie, you know who's flying over there over in Europe? French women, not you. You's out here doing nothing. And she was like, my brothers are tripping. And so rather than accepting this injustice, Bessie Coleman wasn't just like, oh, okay, I guess that's just how life is. At the time, she was working as a manicurist, and she was like hearing this, and she's like, "This is not my life. I'm meant to be up there, not filing this lady's nails." And so she was like, "I'm prove them wrong. I'm out of here." And so she quit that day. I don't know if that's what happened, but I imagine she like put the nail file down and was like, gonna go be a pilot. So she would, like I said, become the first African American woman to hold a pilot's license, and we'll get to this, but y'all. She would be doing all these like aerial stunts that people had never seen before, but it does end in tragedy, similar to her sister friend, her sister flight friend, her sister in flight. Ooh, isn't that cute? Her sister in flight, Amelia Earhart. Where did her story begin? She was born in Atlanta, Texas, which I did not know was a thing. So
me neither.
Atlanta. Right. Kind of like when someone's like, we're moving to Paris, or like, yay, and they're like, Georgia. You're like, oh, okay.
No, well, all right.
Yeah. I think there's like an Athens here in the United States, and
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
But she was born the 10th of 13 children. People were having babies then. And her family had worked as sharecroppers, which was not the best job. It was sort of like legalized slavery in a way, because it'd be like, okay, now you're gonna toil these fields you were doing for free, and we're gonna pay you, and then it's like, oh, you got to pay us back because you're now paying rent for this land. Anyways, not great, but anyways, so whenever she could, she would walk. She also would walk 4 miles to attend her segregated one-room elementary school. And she was really good at math, and she received a scholarship to continue her education at missionary school between ages of 12 and 18. But after that, she could only afford a year of college. But before her money ran out, she actually was forced to drop out and return to home. It's hard. 13 kids. Woo, woo, woo. Can't even imagine. So she was living with her brothers in Chicago, and they would tell her like all the stories about flying. And she was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is what I meant to do. Put me up in the sky. She would hear about their stories from when they were fighting. And again, like they were taunting her. They're like, you can't fly. You're not a French woman. Only French women can fly. And she's like, oh, French women. French women were like the Britney Spears to her Jessica Simpson. Like, always one up on her. As I mentioned, she had taken this job as a manicurist, and this was her way to pay for aviation school. But here's the thing. Bessie Coleman was black, and no aviation school would take on a black woman. So they were like, this is too many intersectionalities for us. Not only are you Black, but you're also a woman. Girl, you crazy. You better keep filing them nails. She was not going to have it. So there's a publisher of Chicago's African American newspaper learned of her quest and publicized her story. They were like, oh my gosh, this woman is amazing. And then that won her financial sponsorship from the paper and a local banker. So put out an ad for Bessie Coleman, like, she wants to fly. And everyone's, what? This Black woman wants to fly, like she's a French woman? Okay, gotta see that. And so she was unable to pursue her dreams in America. So she set her sights on, where were women flying at the time?
Across the
France.
Atlantic. France.
Yes.
Yes.
France. Yes. Right. Remember the French women? Okay.
Yes.
There's going to be quizzes throughout. So just little check-ins. So they're flying in France, and she was like, okay, well, I'm going over there. And because she's like, everyone's talking about these French women. See, Audra knew France right there. Got it. Yep. Little pop quiz. Yep. So then she also learned to speak the language, because you can't just be like over there and like, oui, chapeau bleu, flap. Like she had to like know what that meant. Like, oh, okay, that means go up here. So she learned the language in 1920, and she also earned her pilot's license in 1921. And she stayed in France just long enough to learn her skills. And she was like, okay, I got this. I'm done. I'm gonna get me some freedom fries. So she goes back over to the US. And she became a media sensation among the Black community. And at the time, the age of commercial flying was not, it's in its infancy. The Wright brothers like just made a plane, like maybe 10 years ago? Was that 11, 12? I don't know. I'm not a time machine. But this is like all new. And there are very few employment opportunities that existed. And you can imagine very much little for Black women. Please, there was going to be like nothing. So she realized that she could only earn a viable living performing in flight shows, because again, there's no commercial flight. There's no one's like, oh, let me fly over to Athens, Georgia, or even Athens. Like no one's flying anywhere. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna be a stunt performer. So that required more training. And then she could find no American pilot willing to teach her. They were like, what? You're a Black woman? Nope. And so she then had to learn on her own, and she performed her first public flight in 1922. Remember, she just got her pilot's license in 1921, had to teach herself how to do all these razzle-dazzle tricks. And she was it was the first time ever by an African-American woman flying these tricks. So for 5 years, she was known as Queen Bess. She was touring the country. She was doing tricks. She was doing loop-de-loos. She was doing propellers. She was doing the abracadabra. She was doing the typewriter. She was doing the robot. She was doing it up. And she was also giving speeches too, because she was like, I got this platform. And she was like, racism must stop. Black women can do anything. Soar to the sky. I don't know if any of this is what her actual speeches were, but I feel like I'm channeling her.
Seems probable. Yeah.
And welcome to AM. Hi, hello. We're talking about Bessie Coleman, the first Black woman to take flight, and she was doing tricks and all this stuff. So she was doing all these death-defying stunts, and people were like, this woman is doing it up, and everybody loved her. Black and white audiences alike were like, we love her. And so aviation was her trade and her passion, but her true mission was combating racism. So this was like her like vehicle, but she was also using it to like, fight oppression. So she also would refuse to perform at any event that would not allow Black folks to attend. Could you imagine like, oh, look at this Black woman, she's great, and then people are like, can we see her? Like, no, you can't.
It's a great
Black
thing.
White people only. This Black woman. So she was like, no, that's not gonna work for me. So she was like, I'm not performing at your show. And so she also would not perform at shows that required separate entrances for Black and white folks. She was offered a role in a feature film. She jumped at the chance, hoping that she's like, ooh, this could be enough money to fulfill my dreams of founding. She wanted to found an African-American flight school. Because remember how difficult it was for her to be able to learn how to do this. She had to go to France. And so she was like, I'm going to make it easier for folks. And she was, though, disapproved. But she disapproved how her first scene portrayed African Americans. So she was like, nope, not doing this. I can't even understand what this buffoonery must have been like. They're like, I can't imagine She's just flying a
Yeah.
plane. How does she stereotypically like? How does she like? I don't know. What were these
Yeah.
people thinking? Let her just fly the plane.
Right.
Sadly, we're gonna take a turn. Remember, I said in the beginning
You
she had a
did. You
tragic
gave us a
end to
heads
her
up. You
story.
gave us a
I
heads up.
let you
Yeah.
know. I
You
literally
did.
like showed you the end of the movie and then was like, but let's go back in
Yeah.
time.
So we
But I
knew this was
razzle
coming.
dazzled you like
You
Bessie Coleman. I
did.
was giving you
It was
the tricks
great.
and the traps.
I think we were all captivated and beyond entertained. This is wonderful. And learning. Entertained and educated.
Bessie Coleman, she took flight. This is how Renee's gonna remember her story.
Yeah.
She took flight just like Superman. She was the Superman of her day. Bessie Coleman, I fly with her. All right. All right.
Yeah, no, it's good. We needed a
Sadly,
Superman sort of palate cleanse before you hit us with the sad tale. Thank you.
great.
Good. It
Now
was
get your
excellent
tissues because
storytelling.
it's going to get
Hmm.
sad. So Bessie Coleman sadly would not live to see her dream come true in 1926 during a test flight of a plane that she had purchased after years of saving. She fell from the aircraft when a wrench became lodged in the control gear. A mechanic was flying the plane while Bessie intentionally not wearing a seatbelt. Like she was in New Hampshire or
All
something.
right.
And she was in preparation for a stunt. She was like, okay, I don't need my seatbelt. I'm about to do a stunt, New Hampshire style. And she had sat in the other seat and then both died instantly. And she was just 34 years old.
Mm.
Thousands of mourners attended her funeral in Chicago. For instance, journalist Ida B. Wells. Remember we heard of Ida
Thank
B.
you.
Wells?
Sure do. Yeah.
He was, journalists putting things in pamphlets about, lynchings. And also she was I was learning yesterday at a seminar, she was part of the women's suffragette movement. They had asked her in that big march on Washington, they were like, you could be here, Ida, but you got to stand in the back. And she was like, I will not. But her death, Bessie Coleman's death had earned her tons of media coverage, even outside of African-American publications, because she just was so dope, and they were talking about her accomplishments, her contributions toward equal rights. And this is the 1920s. This is not even the civil rights movement, right? Women don't just got the right to vote, right?
Right. Right.
We have that one congresswoman. What was her name? 1916. What was her name? Oh, I forget her name. Anyways, we learned her yesterday. Needs to be in a song. But she can't be forgotten. She never opened up her flight school. But there was a guy, Lieutenant William Powell, a World War I veteran aviator and civil rights activist, founded the Bessie Coleman Aero Club in 1929. And to this day, since 1931, on the anniversary of her death, Black pilots fly over her gravesite and drop a wreath from the air. And in
This is amazing.
1970s, isn't this beautiful? And then in
Yeah.
1977, a group of female pilots formed the Bessie Coleman Aviators Club. And in 1995, the U.S. Postal Service honored her with a 32-cent stamp.
As they should. It's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. I'm curious about our historical. When did video come around? Like, is there any chance that we have? And I know that it was going to be
video footage.
tricky. Yeah.
I don't think that there is
Just to
any
see her
video
stunts,
footage.
probably not. Yeah. I don't know when
But
that
I
happened.
hear
I
that
should
must
look
have
and
been
see.
amazing. And she
When
even went on, her story went on to inspire, women afterwards, like Mae Jemison, who was the first Black woman to go into space, saw her as an inspiration and took a photo of Queen Bess with her into space,
come
thus
on.
continuing the legacy of Black women soaring. So
That's absolutely incredible. That was so good, Jam. That was so good. I am beyond proud of you in your perfect presentation. I love that. Yeah, exactly. That's you. I'm telling you, they need to bring back Drunk History solely so that you can be the host every single time. You're phenomenal at it. You're so good. It's such a gift.
you want to know where I heard Bessie Coleman from first?
Please.
Was Drunk History.
Story.
That's where I
Looky
learned about
there.
her from.
Who in the
Yeah.
reenactment? Do you remember which actor
I don't
played
remember.
her?
It might have been
Okay.
Quinta, actually. Maybe it was Quinta
Ooh,
from Abbott Elementary. I don't remember.
looky
It might have been her.
there.
Yeah.
Lucky. I had a sweet friend So this is shameful. This is very, very shameful. I used to do BuzzFeed videos, and I had a friend
Ooh.
because I was talking about how much I loved Abbott Elementary on a podcast, and then I had a slew of people being like, "You remember that you were on BuzzFeed?" I was like, "Of course I remember." So I've done a few videos with Quinta on BuzzFeed, but we're trying to bury
Oh,
that because Quinta's so
why?
amazing.
No, it's so funny, Renee. This makes sense. I don't know why. Maybe did I see something? It's so weird that you mentioned that you were in a BuzzFeed video because I honestly in my mind was always thinking Renee would be so good for those BuzzFeed videos. And I felt like I feel like you must have known people who were doing them and in that circle. And then lo and behold, Renee was
There we
like
go. Is
BuzzFeed
that
video
still
queen.
happening? Get on numbers. Is BuzzFeed video still a thing? I feel like they're gone now,
Well,
right?
let's
Or they're
all
still a thing?
send emails to BuzzFeed and say,
Okay.
we need Renee back. We need
Oh,
Renee
please
back.
no. God, no, no, no,
Also,
no, no,
sending an
please no.
email to Quinta and being like, I think you have a new teacher at Abbott Elementary who's coming in.
No, no.
And it should be a duo show. You two would be so cute because you're so
I
kind and her
Jam,
character's so kind.
I'm
You're just gonna play yourself. You're gonna play
trying to yeah.
Renee
Mhm.
Mulvert. And because you can't be too spot on, you gotta have a fake last name.
Sure.
You don't
Uh,
want people
I love it.
hounding
I
you.
love it so much. Yes. Well, and I think because we just learned from old 19 Grammys that the way to get yourself to the top is to become a producer. So I would like to get on that. I will let the talent be talented and I will produce. Yes. Jam, tell me, what do you see? Yes. Abbott
Look
Elementary.
at what
Oh,
Audra just has the brilliant idea. Does Abbott Elementary already have a theater teacher, and it should be Renee? I think Renee would be great. I also think, go with me here, theater
yes.
would be great because it's so in line with what Renee does. But what if Renee's like the science teacher or something? Which is like, this is wild. Why is she teaching
I love
science?
it.
And she's like,
I love
I
it.
don't know.
I
It's what
don't
they had
know. I don't know.
available. And I said,
She does a
science.
seminar on
Or
memory. Interesting.
Renee would be the history teacher who dresses up in costume. That would be
It's
Renee.
amazing.
That would be it.
Amazing. I would like to take this slight pause to tell you that Abbott Elementary is phenomenal. You're already watching it. The stats are out. It's more popular than Modern Family was when it first debuted, which is really hard to do because we had far less streaming services at that point. But the fact that people have found the show and are watching it is, it just makes me so happy. It's so good.
I agree.
It's so good.
It took me a minute to get onto it, but I was like hearing Renee's haunting voice. Abbott Elementary, Abbott Elementary. Boy, go to
Oh boy.
Abbott
Oh boy. I
Renee,
love it.
can you take us
Yes.
into our next
I
segment,
would love
please?
nothing more. You guys, we did it. We made it to the second hour of the show. We are so, so happy to have you here. Our sweet, sweet Get On Uppers on a Friday, no less. And as you know, that on the second part of the show, we like to bring you breaking news. All the things that are happening in the world today that are breaking news. The news is incredibly tricky, so tricky. And we don't want people to melt into a puddle of, oh no. So I will be presenting the shallowest, fluffiest news that doesn't matter, but it is fun. So I teased this a little bit that this story made me laugh out loud. But not because it's funny, because of Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude is the joy of the unfortune of others. So taking joy in the misfortune of others. So I don't know how I missed this, but Harvey Weinstein, who was basically the whole reason the Me Too movement started because he was such a jerk. And jerk is the lightest way to put that. Decades and decades of treating women absolutely terribly, is obviously in prison for his behavior, but he just got in trouble because he was found with counterfeit milk duds in his cell. King of Hollywood, who can't have milk duds. And they took him away. So not only did he have him, they said, nope. Delightful. And it's headline news. So Harvey Weinstein, when you Google him, you will not hear about how successful his Weinstein company was or how he is the guru of Hollywood. You'll see that he is in prison and he's not allowed to have the milk duds that he tried to steal.
Sweet justice. I'm glad because I was first of all, it was like the most polite way that you could describe
Yeah.
Harvey
Well, because it's a
Weinstein.
morning show, and I don't know how
I
many kids are listening.
know. I
So,
know.
you know,
He's a
yeah,
monster. He
he's a
is a
monster.
villainous monster, and I'm not the biggest fan of the prison system, but he
Yeah,
is an example that I'm like, oh yeah, he should definitely. You're put away. You're out. You're out. You're out.
yeah,
Yeah, because I don't know that there's I don't know there's a rehabilitation for him. I don't think that there is. He's hurt so many people.
yeah, yeah,
Yes. Um,
yeah,
so anyways, so yeah, so I'm with that, like that. Yeah, it's just yeah. I'm glad he didn't. I thought he was released. They tried to get him out during COVID. I think he was one of those people. Cosby got out, but
right.
so
No, but he's right back in
oh,
there. And what's so beautiful about this is this article is in Variety and it's in the Hollywood Reporter. So it's not like just in case you missed it, like the thing that he cared about most is now reporting him in jail, getting his milk duds taken away. Milk duds.
absolutely. They're
Yeah,
like
great.
anything on him in prison and his
Yeah,
life is terrible. We're gonna report on it. It's also interesting is that Brene Brown talks about. You'll get to this when you read the book,
yeah.
or listen to the book, or
I'll listen
look
to
at
the
it.
I'll listen to the book.
Don't you have both versions of it? You have a
I
hard.
do.
Do you have a,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna open that.
I love Renee Colbert so much. I love her. You guys don't understand. Um, but there's no English word for Schadenfreude. There's no English
Mhm.
word for it. And that's why we always have to use the German one. Well, Renee, love that. Love that he's still
Yeah.
there and having a
Love.
miserable time.
Great, 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 great. So that's the kind of news you can expect here on Get On Up Fridays. What do
Oh,
I have, my friend?
well,
Yes.
actually, we joke that we do the news not at the very top, but as I was
Mhm.
listening to a speaker on Oprah show this morning, they actually said that they did a study that when people actually hear first thing, like really, really bad news, it actually sets them off to have a bad day. So we're actually doing a gift by doing it in the second half of the show, warming
Sure.
you up with some fun and some
I
funny, and
love
then
it.
we'll tell you
I'll
some
also
some real
argue we're
real.
doing a gift, but we're not telling you the bad news. I listened to Up First, the NPR like succinct, like 13 minutes. Here's what's going on. What? I like remount it. It's like,
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah.
okay. Chernobyl,
Uh,
you say?
oh,
Okay.
okay.
Similar?
Great.
All
Love it.
right.
Great, great, great. Well, funny you should say that. So, as we know, Russia is absolutely violent is not even the word to describe it. There's actually two things that I wanted to share. I heard this. I wish I would have gotten the news story for it, but I don't have it exactly. So I'm gonna try to recount it from what I remember. But I was watching the Daily Show yesterday, and apparently, like, so there are some like Russian troops who are like, we don't want to be here, but the troops have to do what their commander is saying, and so there are some Ukrainian folks who are like offering them like tea and a place to stay and to call their family if they just surrender. And there was a video of this like Russian guy like calling his mom and like crying, and being like, I don't want to be here. So I think that's just it was really interesting. They're like, here's some tea.
Yeah.
Stop doing this.
The podcast that I think we can all learn at this point. I am a tactile and auditory learner. I will not
And
retain
a
anything.
kinesthetic learner.
Yes. Ooh, you know all the learning things. So I have to get my information through podcasts. So the Daily is also great, and they reported the exact same thing that those poor Russian troops. All of it's awful.
Yeah, yeah. Well, welcome to Taddy, Athena, and Andrea. We were just talking about some highlights from the news, some things in case you missed it. So talking about Russia, we talking about how interesting like different companies are finding ways to get involved in this, right? Like yesterday, all these social media, we were talking about all these social media accounts who are not letting Russian TV like use any of their propaganda. They're like completely shutting it down. And so EA Sports is also getting into the mix. So EA Sports is like they do FIFA, they do NHL games, so video games. They've removed Russia from their games. You could not
Wow.
play as a Russian team. I will
Wow.
say someone else was actually calling for even step further. So a lot of the video game companies or like the streaming platform, because like a lot of the games that you play online, they're saying, great, cool, shut them out. Like no online games for Russia. You don't get to
Right.
play. Sorry,
Right.
you're not able to participate. And then I'm also now just thinking about this out loud is that like, of course, not only did Putin wait to do this after the Olympics, not only for his friend Xi Jinping because he didn't want to mess
Mhm.
up his time in the spotlight, but he wanted Russia to be able to play in the games. We would obviously not have allowed that to happen. Like, okay, you're
Mhm.
out of here. Goodbye.
Mhm.
Um, Miami Airport has taken down the Russian flag as well.
Yep.
And as well as the International Cat Federation has been like, you're not here either. So all these people, and then we have a picture of this, Sarah. Can you put up this picture of something that was removed recently from Disney Plus? It's a movie that maybe you watched as a kid, an animated movie, Anastasia. Anastasia has
Ooh.
been removed from Disney Plus. Now, Disney Plus
Interesting.
is saying that it has nothing to do with Russia, that they just lost the rights of it because it was 20th Century Fox, but
That tracks. Yeah.
timing
It's a curious thing. Yeah.
could
Does
not
Disney Plus still
be.
have? Yeah, it's interesting. Okay.
I also wonder too. There's that series on Hulu called The Great about I think Catherine the Great. I'm like,
Mhm.
that off. Why are we celebrating? Also, I think it's weird too. That show, The Great, the reason why I even before this went down, I'm like, I'm not watching that. It's people doing British accents playing Russians. I hate that so much. It was like my like use a Russian accent, speak English, that's fine, but like stop
Yeah.
using British accents for everything that's over in Europe and even
Right.
sometimes in the Middle East and
Sure.
Egypt.
Ugh. Yeah. 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 Yes. Yes to all of that. I wonder if there's like not an excusable reason for that, but an explainable reason for that. If dialect wise, it is easier for the actors portraying it to
Probably, but you could just find a Russian actor or like a French actor. They do it
yeah,
with
bring
like
more.
France. Just finally, and I know you're
Yeah.
not on their side, but I'm just like, you
Yeah.
can do it. If I let's see, if I can do a Russian accent, I think anybody can, huh? You can
Well,
hire me. I'll be in
no, but
great.
you've already sort of
Love
showcased
it.
yourself as the king of voiceovers, so you were
Of
not a accurate.
impression.
Uh,
Hello, I am Catherine the Great. I am
very
Princess of Russia.
good.
It's
Was it
better
does
than
the
Nicole Kidman's Russian accent in
it
that movie,
absolutely is.
Nine Perfect Strangers.
It absolutely is.
Poor woman.
I didn't watch. I'll tell you what I did watch though is the first Despicable Me. You sounded
Hmm.
like Steve Carell in Despicable Me when you did hello, but I can't.
Hello.
It, was he Russian?
I
I don't
don't
remember.
know. Oop,
I just
I
remember
can't
it's
get
so
out of it
fluffy, I'm
now.
gonna die. Good one of fluffy
Actually, I've
stuffed animals.
never seen those films.
They're
Because
funny.
he looks too despicable for me.
Okay.
And
Fair. That's fair.
I
That's
like
fair. That's fair.
pretty things. Also, Spotify closes Russians offices immediately.
Okay.
Live Nation has canceled all concerts. The Glasgow Film Festival dropped 2 Russian films from its lineup. The Met Opera no longer engages with artists or institutions that support Putin or are supported by him. Carnegie Hall canceled performances by Valery Gregev and this other Russian orchestra. International Judo Federation and World Taekwondo stripped Putin of his honors. I all these places. Here's the thing: Eurovision, we talked about that, has banned Russia from participating. The European Film Academy prohibits Russian films from the European Film Awards. The Cannes Film Festival bans Russia delegations. The National Hockey League penalized Russia, and BBC pulls Doctor Who from the airwaves. That's like 40 years of television. These are all the right moves. More. And just
Mm,
I have two thoughts on this. Two thoughts on this. I know that you and I are international experts, so we're the right people to be having this conversation.
mhm.
But at the same time, we're human beings. We're processing this along with our getting uppers. We're processing this together, asking questions. And one way I'm like, yes, absolutely, you do not get to participate in the world. No, sorry, you don't get to participate. This is
Right.
absolutely foolishness. On the other part, I always worry about isolation. This is what happened with Germany in between World War One and World War Two. Desperate people get super desperate. So there is that. Um, so I do wonder, and in some ways, it's sort of like not all the Russian, like not everybody in Russia even supports this. It's their leaders who are doing this. So it's like, all right, Russian people, take to the streets. But at the same time, how many things has America done and that we didn't support? and we just, we've
Right.
look at Iraq. We've invaded places and we've done things. So I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No,
Oh,
and
my
Audra
last.
knows her stuff.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Well, Audra just is agreeing with you of just like, yeah, it's been supported for years and surprising that it took so long. Yeah. But
Here's my
continue on
big
with your statement.
my thing is though, because capitalism and money talks, my big fear is that if this does get wrapped up reasonably, I just feel like they're just gonna open arms, let Putin right back in to everything. And as if, and it's like I, he cannot stay in power at this
Yeah.
point. He is
Yeah.
past go. He
Mhm.
cannot remain in power anymore. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Anyways.
You're not alone. Yeah, I don't think anyone knows how to handle this in a way that stops it. But we're definitely
Yeah.
doing all the ways that we're just like, well, we're trying not to get you into a third world war, but you're not making it easy, buddy.
But at some point, the Russian people have to stand up and do something themselves and take this guy out of power because he's been there since 2000 for 20 plus years.
Crazy. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Speaking of things that have happened in the past, this was brought to my attention because my parents went to Michigan last summer,
Yes.
and they were talking. I've never been, and so the Lake Superior. You hear like, okay, well, Superior's in the title, but I guess it's so big it looks like an ocean. Like it is insane. So this headline of a wreckage ship that sank in 1891 is discovered in Lake Superior. Like a ship? But then I remembered vaguely my parents telling me that there are so many ships at the bottom of this lake because it is so big to the point where they know sort of the when it's nautical, what is the course called? So you're like, this ship was supposed to go from here to here. Is it just the nautical course of ships?
Course?
Sure.
Yeah, I feel like
Sounds
it's a
right.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've got records of all the nautical courses and they've got records of who arrived and who didn't. And if you didn't arrive, then the boat probably wasn't, uh, taken by aliens. So it's probably at the bottom of this lake. But it's interesting for them to use like sonar technology to try to find all these ships. So anyway, it's a silly little story, but I was just like, God, that's fascinating. There's another ship that they have discovered at the bottom of Lake Superior, and the notion that it's been there for 130 years and we didn't know about it. I just think massive things that disappear and we can't find it is fascinating. It's crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what it was kind of making me think is that I wonder what happened with some of those ships. Well, maybe not in that by that time they had realized, oh, that's Canada up there. But I
Mhm.
bet you early on they're like, all right, we're gonna get in this boat. We're gonna sail to the other side of the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, that was
Oh,
fast. Are
huh.
we in India? Right?
Guaranteed.
Because they're
Yeah.
just
I'm
like,
certain
this
that
is gonna
happened.
take forever. Here we
Yeah.
go. And oh, we're there. We're there.
Oh,
I also
well,
think
who knew?
about early maps, like before we had like satellite imagery, they were really just
Mhm.
making it up, right? They're
Of course.
like when you're
Yeah.
like, we're drawing a map and it's just like a
Yeah.
pancake shape.
We
They
think?
didn't know.
Right.
Like, oh, I think
Right.
it looks like this. They had no idea, you know?
Yeah. It is fascinating in a way that I I don't know if this is comforting or not, but it's something that's happening for me, and it's definitely a defense mechanism slash a, like, coping mechanism of you just get so I mean, they're doing ads for Earth of like, "No, no, no, Earth is good, Earth is good, Earth is good, please don't leave it." Uh, but I think the collective thing is just like, "God, this has been bad for so long. Oh, wait, is it not getting better?" And so something that helps me is to look at this lake, look at those trees, this place is still absolutely phenomenal. There's so many elements of Earth that are mind blowing to me. It's crazy. I
This is
agree.
very
I'm
true.
right there with Matthew McConaughey. Earth is pretty good, guys.
It's
It's okay. You
pretty
can figure it
good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
out.
Right. Well, Renee, I think we should switch on gears to. Do
Yes.
you have another story? I'm done. That's all as much news as
Let's see
I'm
if it
doing.
matters.
Yeah, give me
Hold
more
on.
things. I don't. I
No,
have nothing
no,
else
I
more.
can say that. It doesn't matter.
I don't
That's
care.
fine.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna put on my
Just put
champs.
on some. Who
Yeah.
do you think you are? Renee in the middle of a show?
Oh, chapstick break, you guys. It's
Yep.
8:20. Everyone, get those lips ready.
It's time for chapstick.
Who
Chapstick
do you think you
time.
are, Renee? Oh man,
Because that's such a nerdy cliche, right? Like that depicts a nerd like
I don't think
um
so. No, I think it
yeah,
depicts. All right, question everybody.
for
Survey.
everyone.
Survey
Mhm.
says putting on a chapstick. Is it this? I know this or that was yesterday. Is it this something nerdy or that something that
Yes.
like hot people do? I think it's.
Ooh.
I always think it's like, ooh, look at that hot person putting on chapstick.
I'll take that. I probably it is dependent on the application of it and the face you're making while you do
Well,
it. And I do think nerds are just like, whereas hot
yeah,
people, they
Renee,
just do
for
it quick.
doing
Yeah.
that, like this is how I do it. Well, I can't show you how I put on chapstick. It's morning television.
Oh, excuse
I can't.
moi.
You know, me too.
Excuse. And
Me too.
well, point is, I think hydration is good.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's interesting. I didn't have chapstick for the longest time because I heard a rumor that once you start using it, it's like Pringles, you can't stop. And then your lips just keep on needing it. But instead, what ended up
Right.
happening is I kept noticing during the show how dry my lips looked and I couldn't focus on anything else. So I caved in and I've got the chapsticks.
You got a little
I've got the
chapstick. You got a little
chapstick.
chapstick. And Tim's right. The power of advertising, you get into it because hot people use it. I
Oh,
agree.
yeah.
I agree.
No,
Chapstick does have very attractive people. Advertising.
we
They're
love it.
product. Okay, but it is time for everyone's favorite Friday segment. Jam, I'm over the moon about this. I love it so much. Fact Friday / Jam, you lying. Or Jam, that's a fact. Wherein Jam will tell us
Ooh.
a fact or a lie, and we will try to depict which one it is. I'm so excited about the topic you've chosen. This is my favorite.
Well, it's Ladies History Month, and I thought we would honor Dionne Warwick, who, if you're following her on Twitter, you know, like Dionne Warwick is just so amazing. In fact, they've made a reoccurring SNL sketch about Dionne Warwick, and most of the stuff in the sketch, she's hosting a talk show. But most of the things that she says in the talk show are based on tweets that she's actually said. Also,
I
Tim,
love it.
I too was actually influenced on how to put on chapstick by the hot folks. And Audra mentions that she's the queen of Twitter. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. I think she shows us how Twitter should be used. And I thought this morning when I chatted with Liv this morning with the show right before us, Liv had mentioned, I told Liv that we were going to do this, and Liv was like, Dionne Warwick is like the exact opposite of like Donald Trump in terms of like Twitter usage and how Twitter should be used. And I was
It's
like,
a
you're
perfect
absolutely
analogy.
right. Like, it's
Yeah.
exactly right. Like, yes. So here's how it goes. Renee did set it up, but just here are the rules. So I'm going to say some tweets, and I'm telling you that they came from Dionne Warwick. If you think
Okay.
that that's right, you will say, Jam, that's right. If you think like this is too outrageous, she did not say that, you'll say, Jam, you lying.
Love it.
All
Love
right.
it. Love it.
There
Love
it
it. I
is.
can't wait. I can't wait to play. And I've got my top 18 here. So we're gonna nail this.
Yes. Riyadh, Bella, Audra, Andrea, Rachel, and Tim. Secret Tim.
And Secret Tim. Incognito
Secret
Tim.
Tim.
Always right, Tim.
Incognito Tim. Always right, Tim. So many nicknames. So many nicknames. Okay. First one. Is this Jam You Lying or Jam That's Right? Dionne Warwick tweeted, social media is still fun, right? You all are very serious today. I'll come back another day. Hug face, that love emoji thing. That love emoji thing with love hearts around.
Delightful. Tim, that's a very smart way to play this game. I'm preemptively guessing they're all true. It's a very smart way to play it. I feel like you did a story previously where you said that she said that, or maybe I did a story where she said. Point is, I think she said that. I think that's a fact. Audra agrees. That's a fact. Jam, that's a
All
fact.
right.
That's so fun to just like peek your head into social media and be like, "I'm real serious today. I'll be back." Genius. And that honestly is true. There's so many times where I've logged on and be like, "Ugh, no thanks."
Ooh, not today, Satan. Not today. And Dionne Warwick did tweet that. She was like, not today. And she allowed, yeah, that's absolutely right. She did absolutely tweet that. Welcome, Maverick. We were playing Fact Friday, Jammy Lion. Tweets that Dionne Warwick said or didn't tweet. So if you think I'm telling the truth, you'll say, that's right. Jam, that's right. If you think I'm lying, you'll say, Jam, you lying. Next one. Does anyone think global warming is a good thing? I love Lady Gaga. I think she's a really interesting artist. That was all one tweet.
I
Does anyone
really,
think global
really
warming
like
is a good thing? I love Lady Gaga. I think she's a really interesting artist. Do we
really
think
like
Jam
Tim's
that's
approach
right?
to this. Yeah, that's because I want them all to be true. I want them all to be true. Yeah, and then just now I was appreciating, like, if any of them are a jammy lion, then I'm so proud of your writing on this. I want that one to be true. I agree, Audra. That feels like a fact. That feels right.
Audra says that feels like a fact. Maverick
Yeah.
just said LOL. See, Maverick is
LOL.
so glad that they joined to hear these tweets that Auntie Dionne Warwick may have tweeted. I don't know. Renee's saying that's a fact. We already know what Tim said. Tim just said they're all true, I'm
It's all
guessing.
right. Yeah.
We already got Tim's answer for all of them. It's a JAMU Lion. She did not tweet that, but you know who did?
Who?
Britney Spears. Britney Spears
Oh,
tweeted that in
hilarious.
2011.
Very
Yep,
funny. Yeah.
yep. All right.
Yes.
I
Good. Audra and I are playing this the same way. Audra, Tim, and I are playing it all the same way. Well, I want it to be true. I want her to have said that. Okay.
All right. So this one is a tweet of a screenshot of Hellman's. Hellman's is a mayonnaise company. It's a screenshot of Hellman's, and it says Hellman's is blocked. And the caption tweeted with this says, "It took me 40 minutes to remember how to do this." Is this JAMU Lion? Or Jam, that's a fact. Did
So
Dionne
she's saying
Warwick
that
tweet this?
she blocked Hellman's mayonnaise, but it took her a while to remember how to block somebody. I
Mhm.
love it. I love it. That almost made me curse. I love it so much. Yeah. Audra's so right that if you were to create this game, it feels like playing Cards Against Humanity of what is the
I
funniest answer.
was going
So,
to write some of these, and then I was
yeah.
like, I need to go to bed. And so I was like, crazy things people have tweeted, and then I found these.
Brilliant.
So
And then you found it. Perfect. Okay, so somebody said this. Okay. Well, you get credit for being creative and finding it. Yeah, because she like famously has a beef with mayonnaise and Oreos, right? Does that seem right? I think so. So yes, jam, that's a fact.
and that's a fact. Oh, and both and Audra and Tim and Renee have all locked in that these are all Dionne Warwick tweets.
Yeah, all of them. Yes.
Okay, great. So no, she did not. Oh wait, no, she did tweet this.
Okay.
She's having a feud with Hellman's mayonnaise, and she screenshotted that she almost forgot how to do this. It took her 40 minutes to remember how to block Hellman's mayonnaise
Hilarious.
on Twitter.
Perfect. And do you remember what's the origin of her beef? What is she mad about?
Maybe you'll find out later.
Okay. And Audra and Tim, I wonder if we can do it this way. So we will sort of huddle up, and if we so now we know it's a celebrity. Some celebrity tweeted this. So if it seems a little bit less funny, we'll see if we can guess which celebrity actually tweeted it.
Great. So if you do come in with JAMU Lion, there'll be a follow-up one. Who do you think tweeted this?
Who do you think did do it? Okay. Fair.
All right. Renee helped me fix my game. She's like, James, this could be better, and I appreciate it. You just helped me make it 10% better.
You just said, oh, Tim, Audra, and Renee have all just decided they're not playing. They're all right. So it's like, okay, well, no, hold on. We can play. Hold on.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
How about this? Dionne Warwick tweeted, during lockdown, while many other artists are doing mini concerts from their home, I thought I'd do you all a favor and not. During lockdown, while many other artists are doing mini concerts from their home, I thought I'd do you all the favor and not.
Tim and Audra, do you want to hear what I'm doing right now? Now I'm trying to like read Jam, and I am maybe noticing, I don't know if this is consistent. And Jam, you plug your ears. This is for me, Tim and Audra.
Okay.
That I think when it's Dionne, it gets a little like just absent-minded. But then if it's somebody else, it gets a little pointed. It gets a little intentional. That sounds to me like, I don't know. I feel like maybe that's a JAMU Lion. What do you guys think?
Okay.
Audra, Tim?
Game is on. Renee's throwing down the gauntlet.
Now I'm really trying to guess. Okay. Okay. But
all right.
Funny.
And Tim is saying, didn't she do a versus? So Tim is maybe kind of going in with you that maybe it's a JAMU Lion.
So possibly. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes, JAMU Lion. And we think, who didn't do a concert then? It'd be funny if yeah, the chicks
The
tweeted that
chicks.
because their tour
Okay.
got canceled.
Oh, but see, look at this. Audra said, I don't know, that does sound like her, but now I can't remember a single other musical artist ever. Is the
I know.
pressure.
Yeah.
You're suddenly
Was.
that person on Wheel of Fortune who
Yeah.
can't guess feather in your pap? Feather
pap?
in your
Tap? Delightful,
Oh, see,
and God bless.
it's
That
hard.
Chat came to her rescue and was just like, this is a hard game, and there's a lot of pressure, and it's not ooh, Audra, I love that answer. We're gonna go Celine Dion actually tweeted that. Or Cher.
Ooh, and even better one, Cher.
Yeah.
That's also good. That is also
Yeah.
good. Let's see. It was James Blunt, so it was Jam Lion.
Ha,
James Blunt. James Blunt.
dumb.
This one's not going to be on here, but there was a tweet from Dionne Warwick. Cher said, "Gotta go make a call," and then Dionne Warwick retweeted it and said, "Weird, my phone didn't ring." As in, like, Cher,
I
you didn't
love
call
them.
me.
That's exactly how Twitter's supposed to be used. Yes, 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 yes.
All right, here we go. Did Dionne Warwick tweeted, "Who is Olivia Rodrigo yelling at on Good For You? I would like to know who we are angry with."
Yeah, that's absolutely her fact. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. What do we think? Audra, Tim, we want that to be true. It's great because she truly does utilize it in such a like a conversational way, like we're all watching it together. Yeah, fact from Audra. Okay.
She does. She does. She does. Like I mentioned this one. This one's not going to be on there. But she tagged Jada Smith, and she was like, "At Jada, please have Will call me. I can't find his number."
Brilliant. It's so good. It's so good. I love it.
Everyone's coming up fact. Everyone's coming up fact.
Fact.
And that is true. That is
Yeah.
true. She didn't tweet that. She absolutely did.
Hilarious.
All right, next one. Dionne Warwick tweeted, "The mayonnaise company cannot give me an answer. I have concluded my investigation. They condone all recipes, and so it is."
Yeah, sounds right because we knew she had a beef with the Hellmans, right? So yes, that sounds like that's a fact. That's a fact. Great.
We're going with the fact is the mayonnaise trend. What if somebody else is
Yeah.
having a feud with mayonnaise? Maybe. I don't know.
That's a solid point. I'm having a feud with mayonnaise. I hate mayonnaise.
Really? Oh, interesting. For
I
reals?
will
You're a mustard gal.
delicately scrape it off.
Wow.
if
I
ever
love
gets on the
mayonnaise and
sandwich.
ketchup like I'm Canadian. It's delicious.
Yeah, you should. It's a good
Yeah.
thing.
This is Dionne Warwick. So here's what happened. So as I pieced together is that Hellman's did a series of tweeting like different recipes, and one of them was you should put mayonnaise in your coffee. It'll give you like a, something like elite feeling or something. And she was like, "What? This can't be true." And so she was trying to get information from them. And so she was like calling them up, tweeting at them. And she's like, "They cannot give an answer that this is a real recipe." And she's like, "They condone it all." And that's when she's like, "Block."
I love this so much. I love it so much. Great.
Hellman's is out of control. Audra's right. Hellman's is out of control.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Dionne Warwick tweeted, "What if we're the weird ones, y'all? And he's just Al Yankovic. Makes you think." Again, the tweet is, "What if we're the weird ones, y'all? And he's just Al Yankovic. Makes you think."
That's smart. Yeah. Is Dionne Warwick an Al Yankovic fan? Is there anybody else who would have tweeted that? What do we think? Audra, Tim? Daniel Radcliffe. Love it. Yes. Audra, your memory is phenomenal. Mine, Audra's the opposite of me when it comes to memory because I reported years ago that Daniel Radcliffe was portraying Weird Al Yankovic in a Hulu show. And she remembered. So yes, let's go with Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe. It is Jam Lion, but it was actually comedian George Wallace. George Wallace is the one that came in hot with that one. Yep.
Good joke. Well, I don't know if it's a joke. It's an interesting observation.
Observation, yeah. All right, here's another one. Dionne Warwick tweeted. Excuse me, I had a burp. That's not what she tweeted.
No,
I
no,
had to
I
burp
hope
away
she
from the
did.
microphone.
Yeah.
All right. Dionne Warwick tweeted, if that young man has Taylor's scarf, he should return it. It does not belong to you. Box it up and I will pay the cost of postage, Jake.
Hilarious. Yeah, I feel like that was a pretty like viral, famous, we all loved it reaction tweet to such a thing. But was it Dionne Warwick?
Was
I think
it
so.
Dionne Warwick?
I think so. Let's go with Jam. That's a fact. Facts for
Audra
Audra.
double down with fact. All right. Yes, Dionne Warwick did tweet that after Taylor Swift's like remastered music video,
Hilarious.
16-minute video. So good. That young man should return Taylor Swift's scarf.
Delightful. Now, because that Taylor army is so strong, did they like indoctrinate Dionne Warwick into their group? I'm curious what the Taylor army thought about that.
Oh, probably. Yeah, absolutely. Charlie, welcome to the show. Your first time here on Getting Up. We're playing Jam You Lion. I am reading tweets that I'm saying are from Dionne Warwick, and you all are deciding, did Dionne Warwick tweet this or was it somebody else? Who is, they're all wild, but was this from the wild imaginations of Dionne Warwick? Okay, next one. I'm saying Dionne Warwick tweeted, remember, if I follow you today, I can unfollow you tomorrow if foolishness is your thing. Hashtag whatever. Hashtag it's this person's name. So I'm saying it's Dionne Warwick. Hashtag Dionne Warwick. Or is it hashtag somebody else?
Noticing a trend that hers are never. Oh, Audra says that's Adele. Okay, let's go with that's Adele. I love that. But also, I'm noticing that Dionne Warwick is never cruel. She's never mean. She's never pointed, and she's never specific in her anger. The anger can be, I'm mad at Hellman's because they won't tell me why I'm putting mayonnaise in my coffee. But it's never, there are consequences type of thing. It's never threatening. It doesn't seem threatening to me. So let's go with Adele. I like that.
Okay, I'm going with Adele. Yeah. Dionne Warwick did tweet this. She said, remember, if I follow you today, I can unfollow you tomorrow. If foolishness is your thing, hashtag Dionne Warwick.
Okay. The hashtag Dionne Warwick does tick it off. That's very funny.
She hashtagged herself.
Hilarious.
She hashtagged herself.
Hilarious. Great.
Oh my gosh.
All of my ways to solve this are
I know I felt so bad. I love your theory. It was so good, but alas. Okay. Next one. I'm saying Dionne Warwick tweeted, our family rented the movie Cats last night for $20. Meouch.
I hope that's true. That's pretty clever. That's very clever. Meouch is the review. That's it. As someone who hasn't seen it. Audra, Tim, or Michelle, who just joined us. Michelle, we're so happy to have you. Let's go with that's a fact. Yes, she said meouch.
Meouch. All right, we're doing it. We're going all in. Our family rented the movie Cats last night for $20. Meouch, tweeted by Neil Patrick Harris. Neil Patrick Harris. NPH. NPH. Clever. Oh, Tim came in. I think it's false. Yep. I thought I would never see Cats ever. And then I was on a podcast where I think I told you all this. Like I was on a show. We all had to watch. There's a panelist, and it's like awesomely bad movies or underrated movies. And so we each had to recommend a movie. We had to watch everyone's movie. And then we had to talk about which one was like the best, awesomely bad, underrated movie. My panel, there was some movie about a murderous tire. I'm not kidding. It was like a horror movie, and it's about a tire that murders people. It was so stupid. And then Cats. Okay. And then I had everybody watch Drop Dead Gorgeous. Like we had a gift.
That was a kind thing to do to them.
I thought I would never have to see Cats, and I did. And it was so bad. And like, literally, the movie makes no sense. They have Jennifer Hudson pretty much playing Effie from Dreamgirls. Like she's like, I'm telling you, I'm not getting in that hot air balloon, and I'm a ratty cat, and you're gonna love me. Yeah, that's that.
Duh. Yeah, I think the only way to see it is to go with like 30 of your friends in the theater where you all can like hoop and holler and have fun with it. But to watch it on your own sounds pretty painful.
I'm curious, Gallon Uppers, has anybody else seen Cats? Am I alone? And I do believe that Cats is what caused the pandemic. It was the
A lot
last
of people
movie to
have
go
that
out in
theory.
theater.
Yeah.
Oh, Tim! Look at Tim.
Wow.
Tim knows everything. Was Rubber the Tire movie? I've actually seen that one. Tim, yes, that is the movie. It is called Rubber. I'm not making it up, right, Tim? It's pretty wild. And I got to tell you, it was not the worst movie that I had saw. Like, it was better than Cats. Definitely better than Cats, for
And
sure.
put that on their billboard. I have only been half listening because I feel like it's audacious to ask someone to watch 3 movies before they come on your podcast. That's such a heavy lift. My God.
I know.
Good job. And bad ones at that. Yeah.
Right? It was, oh man.
Oof.
And Renee, this was like in the height of like, it was like, I think the Maximum Fun Drive. It was just like all of these things.
Yeah.
I was working full time for the first time. Like it was just
Right.
like in the middle of the pandemic. And it was just like, and I need to watch 3 bad movies. Good God.
Yeesh.
Good
Yeesh, yeesh.
goddess.
Audra says,
Yeah.
I want to see Cats, but under very specific circumstances. Watching it alone seems terrible. Couldn't agree more, Audra. I don't know if we
Yeah.
have the capacity
Oh,
to group watch
yeah.
yet on Volley, but if ever it comes up, we should do all of us will watch
And that
watch
was
it together, and we'll get
I had
see
to watch
everybody's
it
little
by
jokes about it.
myself in the middle of the pandemic. Like the heart of it. Things are
It's
bad.
awful.
Elections right around the corner, and I'm
Yeah.
watching Cats and Rubber. That was my life.
It's rough.
All right, you distracted teacher enough. A couple more. We're
Yeah.
doing good.
I love this game. Yeah, we can do this to the end of the show, according to me.
Into the next show. Still
Yes,
here.
please.
They're like,
Sorry. Did you hear what segment we're doing? It's great. Okay.
Sorry, Hal. We're still doing this. All right. Dionne Warwick tweeted, Google me if you are curious about my life. I am not writing all of that.
That's great. I love it. And Tim makes a good point. Yeah, like Rocky Horror type of viewing. Dress like a cat, sing along.
Ooh.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. So we've got our plans in
that'd be
place. We
fun.
know how to do cats. Google me if you want to know about my
An
life. I'm not
angelical
going to write all that.
cat.
Yes.
But we have to be angelical cats when we do it.
Yeah.
That's their whole entire shtick. They're angelical cats. Audra said, absolutely, Tim. Renee, our musical buff from the 80s. Remember, Renee said, if it's from the 80s, I watched it.
Yes.
Have you seen Cats? Like on Broadway? Have you seen it? You listen to the music? Okay.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
And you still didn't go see this new movie remake. What stopped
Absolutely
you?
not. Absolutely not. No, it's a weird. We can unpack this later, but I think because that was my identity for so long, to watch it invokes both like you hurt me and I miss it. Which is it feels watching any type of musical feels like seeing my ex thriving. So you're happy for them. I'm glad it worked out for you, but it also is.
That's
I
fair.
miss you.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, Audra's saying that it's a fact. And
Yes.
what are you saying?
I agree. I think that's also a fact. I think that's very funny. Yeah. And I would love to implement that into any job interview, into any first date of like, Google me. This is too much. It's genius. It's so good. You do the work.
She did tweet this. She absolutely did tweet this. She did tweet this. All right, here's our last one. Our last one here.
Ready. Thank you, Audra. Also, thank you. That's very sweet and supportive. Okay. Yes. Focus.
Oh, yeah. And listen, everybody. With your dreams, especially to all my artists out there. Talking to you, Renee. Talking to you, Audra. Probably you as well, Tim, Doug, Michelle, Raina, Alex, Maverick, Charlie, Rachel, Bella, Riyadh. If you're an artist, we never retire from the work that we do. I am always inspired. I always tell myself, someone's got to play the dad or the grandpa on Disney Channel. There's always going to be that older person, and it will happen. If it is still something that is so much in your heart, it will happen. And it might be in a different way. Will it maybe be Broadway? Maybe. Will it maybe be the Idaho Repertory Theater? Also great. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. All you want to do is do your little dream there. So I just say, if it's in your heart, it doesn't have to. And I think that's one thing about being an artist is like, I would say like engineers, I work in
Mhm.
like I work in tech, don't probably always compare themselves to like who's the Facebook guy or Meta guy? What's his name? Not the the guy who
Is it Steve
runs
Jobs or the the Facebook guy?
yeah, yeah.
Something. Yeah.
So but they probably don't compare themselves to that. But for
Yeah.
artists, especially if you're an entertainer, are comparing yourself to like Angelina Jolie, who is like the top of the top, the CEOs of it, and it's sort of
Right.
like it's unfair that we do to ourselves. And
Yeah. Yeah.
s-
Audra also
run your race,
given us
swim in your
incredible
lane.
advice on it. Exactly. Exactly. You just got to find ways to do it that aren't soul crushing, and they absolutely exist. But the machine of the industry is set up to exclude those ways. Yeah. God, it's so true. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Audra, this is not a soapbox. This is, I'm taking thorough notes. Thank you.
Well, I remember watching an Actors on Actor, which I
Mhm.
love. I love Actors on Actors. I love seeing actors interview each other because it's better than like Tanya from Entertainment Tonight. So, what's it like to learn lines? Like, get
Yeah.
out of here. But Aziz and Kerry Washington were having a conversation, and Kerry Washington was so humble and said it so right. She said, she's like, you and I are really like we won the lottery. She's like,
Mhm.
how it's so much just like we pulled the right lottery ticket, and there's so many people out there who are not able to make a living off of doing this. She's like, she
Right.
was just the humbleness of how lucky, and that she's
That's
like, there's
beautiful.
tons of actors out there, and they're not
Yeah.
all necessarily making a living doing it, but they're still actors, right? And I just
Right.
really appreciated that. Like, she's like, it's such a
Yeah.
small percentage of people who are able to make a living off of doing it, and I think
Right.
it was nice to kind of get that shout out from a colleague of like, we're
Mhm.
still in it. I have a movie on
Yeah.
Hulu, but I'm not
I
making a
love it.
living off of it, but
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it.
Last tweet. Did Dionne Warwick say this? Demanding me to follow you just pushes me further away. You have to play hard to get.
Yes, absolutely. That's a fact. That's brilliant. She's great. And who demanded a follow? I love it. I love it. You have to play hard to get on Twitter. Amazing. Yes, we want that to be true. And if not, I hope that she retweets it so that it is technically hers.
And she might be
Fact
like,
from
that's
Audra.
right.
Yeah.
Looking at you,
Yeah.
Hellmans. That she might like at Hellmans. That's what she would do. Audra said fact. You said fact. Tim was like, all of these are facts. Yes, absolutely. She did tweet that. That was a Dionne Warwick
That's a perfect one to
tweet.
end on. That's a perfect one to end on. If you wanna follow, you have to play hard to get. Come on. Brilliant. That's so good. That's so good. We love Dionne Warwick tweets. You heard it here first. They're great. They're great. Uh, my dog is experiencing, Friday, he just
Oh,
isn't it funny when dogs sigh? He's
yeah. Oh, I think I heard it. I think I
dysphoria.
heard one. I heard it. Well, Renee, to close us out of here, what
Yeah.
are some of your highlights from the week?
Yes. And now again, these are Sarah's highlights. Thank you to Sarah, our amazing producer, for pulling this together. These are the things that you did to yourself this week. Get on uppers. Here's what you saw. On Monday, we closed Black History Month learning about the Moors in Spain. And we had Marvel Movie Monday with Captain America. Do you remember it? Are you looking back
We
fondly at all the
we
fun we had on Monday?
do.
And then on Tuesday, that was March 1st, we had our first day of Women's History Month with Tony Stone and
Mm.
Jason Momoa. And yes. And okay, so Tony Stone, that's it. That's it for Women's History. And then Jason Momoa and Zoe Kravitz are maybe back together. We're all very excited about it. And then we ranked our favorite.
Wait.
Yes.
It's Jason
Oh,
Momoa and Lisa Bonet because the other one's weird. Because that's his stepdaughter. I just want to make sure we're putting the right information out there.
yeah.
So
No, that makes it.
Jason
I'm just
Momoa,
reading. I'm so sorry. Okay, great.
I know.
Okay.
So Jason
Gotcha.
Momoa and Lisa Bonet might get back together. Zoe Kravitz is Lisa Bonet and Lenny Kravitz's daughter. So just want to
Gotcha.
make sure
Makes perfect
we don't
sense.
put odd
Thank you. Yeah,
things out in the universe.
let's not start terrible rumors here. Forgive me. I'm
Is
so
how wars
sorry.
get started.
It's true. It's true. Amelia Estevez is 69. You heard it here first. Just telling
Nah.
facts around here. Okay. Well, yeah. So this will be a recap slash I'm testing you. Did that
Okay,
happen?
good.
Okay. So
Ooh, look at that.
catch me if
All
this
right.
is
Pay
right or not.
attention.
On Wednesday, we played While in a Workin'. maybe. Rosie O'Donnell apologized a bunch of times, and we learned that Charlize Theron is the baddest tushy
Mama
in
Jamma.
all the land.
Mhm.
And then we also learned about Anna Mae Wong and
Ooh,
celebrated.
on that point though, just to
Mhm.
highlight, we learned she's a bad Mama Jamma and Tom Hardy is a fool because we unpacked like what happened on the set of Mad Max and how does that man still have a job?
Yep. Yeah. And then I got real mad.
You
Yeah, I
did.
got real
I
mad.
I gotta tell you, I love Renee
I got real
mad
mad.
and
I
fiery.
got
As
real
long as
mad.
it's not
And
at me.
I tried to
I don't
cancel
like
him
it
on
when
the
it's at
spot.
me. When she's like, next question. I don't like that.
I
It'll
don't
make
like
me
that.
sad.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, I've ruined Renee. I broke her. This is how
Get me.
she
Okay.
yeah.
But we can all
I
agree that
love
Tom Hardy deserves it. We're
yep.
happy to hear it. And then, yes, on Wednesday, which would have been March 2nd, we celebrated John Bon Jovi and Chris Martin's birthday. Chris Martin, the lead singer of U2.
Or Coldplay. Coldplay. Way to quiz it. Way to quiz me. Way to quiz. You know I love a trivia.
And then on Thursday, we had the thirstiest of Thursdays with Regina Hall's new movie, Monster. It's very scary. Is that what it was called, Monster or Master? Which do you think it was
Master.
called? Was it called Master or Monster?
It was called Master. Should I proofread these notes next time?
Maybe.
Okay. All
But
right.
again,
Well, we'll
thank you
do.
to Sarah, our producer, for helping. We would
Absolutely.
have nothing without
Absolutely.
her. So
Yep.
it's either just a few little quizzes or nothing. Those are your options.
Fair. Yep.
Uh, and then we had a mini history lesson about Women's History Month. Little lesson. And we even got to celebrate our first queer couple on the cover of Essence magazine.
With Niecy Nash and her boo. That's so
Right.
beautiful.
We love it. We love it. And that is what you did to yourself this week.
What a great week. I didn't realize we had such a fabulous week. This is so lovely. Renee,
Yeah.
as we close out here, get on uppers. I can't believe it's the end of our week. I'm going to miss y'all. I really love, I love you all so much. The show,
Yeah.
Audra, Tim, Bella, Riyadh, Rachel, Maverick, who just joined today for the first time, but we love you. You're part of the Get On Up family. Charlie, Alex. I do love the show, but it's good to take some time off because I love you all. But if I had to see 7 days a week, Mama would be tired after a while. She'd just be like, "Y'all figure it out the news yourself," and then I would.
Thank you.
Staring
Exactly.
out.
And I think the Get On Up
Mama
would
needs
also be
some
tired.
time, and then I would just be staring out the window. Audra, figure it out yourself.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Tim?
Okay. Should we maybe give her a day off? I feel like this is. Well, we were missed to say 7 days a week. I feel like we didn't think this through. She seems upset.
Fair. Yeah, we don't want that. So Mama will be back. Mama and
Great.
Mama. But
And we'll
what are
be
we going to
happy to
forget
have
about this week? It's Forget About It Friday. Get on uppers. What are you going to leave behind this week that will not serve you? What are you going to forget about in this week? Oh, Audra, you deserve a break. Thank you. Mama will be back refreshed.
Yes.
You deserve a break. Everyone deserve a break. What are you going to rest and get your brunch? You're right. I am looking forward to that brunch on Sunday. It's gonna be great. Curious, what are y'all gonna leave behind in this week? Things that will no longer serve you. You're gonna leave it behind. Renee, what are you going to leave behind?
Yeah, man, I think I mostly play with astrology. I think, but I need something to help me understand what was going on this week. I was so upset and angry and cranky, and it could just be the energy of the world compounding, but man, I could not settle myself down this week. So I think we're gonna leave that behind. We're gonna somehow, some way justify that some weeks are just a little bit beyond your control, and we're gonna try to breathe and hope that it doesn't confine me again next week, because I didn't like that. I was mad all week.
Well, I will say you did a great job persevering and going through the week. You're very, if not resilient, and you've got a great heart. I will say Renee angry is not like same thing. Like I'm like, oh, I was so angry this week. I wasn't, but like our angry is not the same as like other people's. Like you don't tend to take it out on other people. So
Sure, well,
because you're so kind and loving, it's like when it's not that, you're like, ugh. But I won some like I think being a water sign connect to the moon. It's usually around I have 1 week a month where I am just like, I call it my Manorid, and I am just, not great. And I think what was going to help you, honestly, Renee, is you going out, just leaving, because that helped me when I left last weekend. And even though I had not a great time, my trip up north to Yountville
Right.
and experienced lots of microaggressive racism moments, it was still nice to just get out and get away. So that was really nice. I have to tell you, our Marvel movie Monday really defined my week. The quote that stuck with me, and I said this quote so much, is Brie Larson's quote, Captain Marvel. At the very end, she says, "I have nothing to prove to you." And that has stuck with me all week. It's such a powerful line. I'm leaving behind the need to prove anything to anybody, including myself. It's exhausting. I don't have to.
Great.
I'm a superhero. Do you not see this shirt on me?
I do.
Do we not?
I absolutely see it.
I have nothing to prove to you.
You don't. Superman doesn't. Oh boy, he flew away. He flew away. Audra's given such good stuff that she's leaving behind as well. Resisting mistakes is so, oh gosh. Audra, I couldn't agree more. You know what's so interesting is that I think sometimes when you get angry, you're angry because underneath there is insecurity or it's doubt or it's and I'm hearing this so much that I've been resisting mistakes so hard as I start my business. Yep. No matter how much I say they're just part of the process, it's really hard. It's so hard. I'm right there with you. To sit in any type of uncomfortable feeling is the worst. I'm right there with you. I get you.
Be so kind to yourself too. And also you're doing something very brave, starting your own business, Audra. Like so many people don't. Like you are pursuing your dream, and that can be challenging and terrifying. And so I would say surround yourself with things that uplift you. You are the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself. And sometimes it just means like uplifting podcasts. I really recommend, like, make sure you listen to like Oprah is such an inspiring one. And even the Lewis Howes School of Greatness one. I know it's a white guy, but he's got a lot of like really great, amazing folks on his podcast that will really inspire you. I know when I was pursuing my dreams, I listened to those. So just fill yourself up. That way your mind is where it needs to be, because you're doing your dreams, and we need you to fulfill your dreams. Everyone, we need you at your best. So Renee, we're gonna get on out of here. We're gonna do it for the weekend. Don't forget, everybody, you've got your homework. It is to watch Iron Man by Monday, because we'll be reviewing it for our Marvel movie Monday. You're most welcome, Audra. Audra, thank you for being here, and thank you to Riyadh, Bella, Rachel, Charlie, Alex, Bob, and Incognito Tim. We know you there, boy. We know you there. And we'll be back on Monday at 7 a.m. Pacific time, 8 a.m. Mountain time, 9 a.m. Central time, 10 a.m. Eastern time. I took Renee's line. I don't know. I'm sorry.
You nailed it. You nailed it. No, it was great. It was perfect. And if you want to keep watching, there's plenty more where this came from. Up next is Anthony Davis, then your pal Hal, and Mario Smith will be ending the day right here on Backchannel.
Have a great weekend, y'all. Thank you for watching Get On Up. I'm James Arthur M.
And I'm Renee Colbert, and you just
got on.
Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend. Oh, boy.